Welcome to this deep dive on SAP SD Item Categories. If you want to understand how a sales order really works in SAP, you must understand item categories. Item categories define how an item behaves inside the order. They control almost everything, whether the item is relevant for pricing, whether it creates a delivery, whether SAP generates a billing document, whether it updates requirements in MRP, whether it behaves like a product, a service, or just text. In other words, the item category tells SAP what this item actually represents and how SAP should process it. In real projects, wrong item categories cause pricing issues, missing delivery lines, billing failures, and incorrect ATP results. So in this video, we'll break down what item categories are, why they exist, how SAP determines them, real project examples, common issues and troubleshooting, and a clean step-by-step configuration overview. Let's start with the basics. Part 2. Now let's break down exactly what an item category controls inside SAP SD. This is where most consultants finally understand how a sales order really behaves. An item category is not just a label, it controls the core functional logic of an item. Here are the most important settings you will work with in real projects. 1. Pricing relevance. This determines whether the item is included in pricing. For example, standard items are priced. Free of charge items are not. Text items never receive pricing. If pricing is missing or wrong, the first place to check is the item category. 2. Delivery relevance. This tells SAP whether the item should appear in the delivery. Examples: tangible products, delivery relevant, service items not delivery relevant, statistical or informational items excluded. If users say, "My item didn't show in the delivery," this flag is usually the reason. 3. Billing relevance. This controls how billing is triggered. Delivery-based billing, order-based billing, milestone billing, no billing at all. This setting directly affects whether an invoice is created. 4. Schedule line allowed. This determines if the item can have schedule lines. Without schedule lines, SAP cannot. Check ATP, confirm quantities, generate deliveries. Update MRP service items and text items typically have no schedule lines. 5. Inventory and MRP relevance. Some item categories update stock and MRP. Others do not. This is critical for items like components, spare parts, or free of charge samples. 6. Item category group dependency. Item category behavior is also influenced by the material master, e.g., norm, DIAN, text. This allows SAP to create dynamic behavior based on whether the material is a product, a service, a text-only line, a configurable material 7, higher-level item logic. Some items depend on a parent item, like BOM components. The item category determines whether an item is a main item, a sub-item, a bundled, structured item. This is used heavily in configurable products and service packages. In summary, item categories control how an item is priced, delivered, billed, scheduled, and planned. If you understand these controls, you can solve 80% of functional SD issues instantly. Part 3. Now let's look at one of the most important topics in SAP SD. How does SAP determine the item category automatically? When you enter a material in a sales order, SAP does not ask you which item category to use. Instead, it determines it using the item category determination logic. This logic uses 4 key fields. 1. Sales document type. The sales order type, OR, CR, DR, etc., defines the overall process. Different order types can assign different item categories. For example, if a standard order, OR, uses TANN, return order, RE, uses REN or LNN. Credit memo request uses a completely different item category too. Item category group from Material Master. This comes directly from the Material Master. Typical values include norm, standard product, DN, service, IRLA, sales BOM header, LUMF, sales BOM components, text, text-only items. This tells SAP what type of material we are dealing with. 3. Usage, optional. Usage is used to override logic in special scenarios. For example, free goods. All bed, replacement items. This field allows very precise control in special processes. 4. Higher level item category. If the item belongs to a structure, like a BOM or a bundle, SAP looks at the parent items category to assign the correct sub-item category. For example, main item, ERLA. Sub-items get controlled by LUMF or other configured categories. Putting it all together, SAP uses these 4 fields to look up the correct item category in customizing. The determination table works like this: sales doc type plus item category group plus usage plus higher level category arrow. Item category. This gives SAP full flexibility depending on material type, process type, or sales structure. Why it's important in projects. Most item category issues occur because the Material Master has the wrong item category group. The order type is not assigned correctly. BOM structures aren't configured. Usage is missing in special cases. If an item behaves incorrectly, wrong pricing, wrong delivery relevance, wrong billing logic. The first thing a consultant checks is item category determination. This logic is the key to understanding how SAP processes every single item in SD. Part 4. Now let's look at the most common standard item categories used in SAP SD. These are important because you'll see them in almost every project, and understanding their behavior makes troubleshooting much easier. Here are the key item categories you must know. 1. TANN, standard item. This is the most frequently used item category. It is pricing relevant, delivery relevant, billing relevant, has schedule lines, updates inventory. TANN is the default for most physical products. 2. TANN, free of charge item. This category is used when the customer receives a product for free. It is not pricing relevant, still delivery relevant. Billing is not required. This is common in marketing campaigns or warranty scenarios. 3. TAB, third-party item. TAB triggers a purchase requisition instead of creating a delivery, used for drop shipment or when the company does not hold stock. Key behaviors. No inventory update in SD. No internal delivery created. Billing is order-based. TAB is very common in real B2B businesses. 4. TAS, third party with subcontracting. Similar to TAB, but includes additional purchasing or subcontracting logic, used when external vendors perform part of the production or assembly. 5. TAD, text item. Used for comments, notes, or non-physical information. It is not pricing relevant, not delivery relevant, not billing relevant. Purely informational. 6. AFN/AFV, service items. These behave differently from material items. No schedule lines, no delivery. Billing is order-based, common for consulting, labor charges, or field services. 7. ERLA/LUMF, sales BOM, ERLA, arrow header item LUMF arrow. Components, these appear in sales of bundled or structured products. SAP determines whether pricing applies at the header or component level. Why these matter in projects. In every SD implementation, the functional consultant must map materials and processes to the correct item categories. Selecting the wrong one can cause missing deliveries, wrong billing logic, incorrect ATP, or unexpected pricing issues. Understanding these standard item categories builds a solid foundation for designing real SAP processes. Part 5. Now let's walk through a high-level overview of how item categories are configured in SAP SD. You don't need to memorize every transaction code, but understanding the structure will make you a much stronger consultant. In SAP, item category configuration happens mainly in SPRO, inside the Sales and Distribution module. Here are the 4 key steps. 1. Define the item category. This is the foundation. Here you set all core behaviors: pricing relevance, delivery relevance, billing relevance, schedule line allowed, inventory and MRP relevance. Higher level item logic. Every option you enable or disable here changes how the item behaves in the order. 2. Assign the item category to item category groups. Next, SAP needs to know which materials can use this item category. This is controlled by the item category group field in the material master. Examples: norm, standard items; DIAN, services; text, text items; ERLA/LUMF. Sales BOM structures. This mapping helps SAP decide the correct item category automatically during order entry. 3. Item category determination table. This is where everything comes together. SAP uses the following fields to determine the final item category: sales document type, item category group, usage, optional. Higher level item category. You assign the correct item category to each combination. This table is the main driver behind automatic behavior in SD. 4. Configure schedule line. Category assignment. If the item category allows schedule lines, SAP needs to know which schedule line category to use. Schedule line categories determine ATP checks, requirement transfers to MRP, delivery creation relevance. This step is essential for physical products. Why this matters in real implementations. Most item behavior issues, the missing deliveries, incorrect pricing, wrong billing, come from either incorrect item category configuration or an incorrect determination table assignment. A well-configured item category ensures stable, predictable sales order processing and greatly reduces troubleshooting time. Part 6. In real SAP SD projects, item category issues are extremely common because item categories control pricing, delivery, billing, and MRP. Even a small mistake can break the entire sales process. Let's look at the most common issues and how to troubleshoot them efficiently. 1. Item not appearing in delivery. This is one of the most frequent problems. Causes usually include item category is not delivery relevant, schedule line category is incorrect, no confirmed quantity due to ATP failure. The fix is normally found in the item category settings or schedule line determination. 2. Item not being billed. If billing does not pick up an item, check billing relevance flag in the item category. Copy control settings between order, billing, sub-item structure if it's part of a BOM. Billing relevance directly controls how SAP creates invoices. 3. Repricing. Not appearing for the item. This happens when item category is set as non-pricing relevant. Condition exclusion is active. It's a text or service item. Pricing procedure does not include relevant conditions. Item categories play a major role in whether pricing appears at all. 4. Material enters with wrong item category. This is a determination issue. Check. Item category group in the material master. Sales document type. Missing or incorrect usage. Incorrect entry in the determination table. A single wrong entry in this table often causes entire orders to behave incorrectly. 5. Schedule line. Not created. No schedule line means no delivery, no ATP, no planning. Causes include: item category does not allow schedule lines. Material is a service or text. Determination table not maintained properly. Always check, does the item category allow schedule lines? 6. Third-party items. Not triggering purchase requisitions for Tab E or TAS items. Missing purchase requisitions usually means wrong item category, incorrect schedule line category, NB is missing. Incomplete purchasing setup. This is especially common in drop shipment processes, in every case. Troubleshooting. Item category issues follows a simple pattern. Check the item category, check the schedule line category, check the determination table, check copy control for billing-related issues. This structured approach solves 90% of item category problems in real projects. Part 7, final part. To wrap up this training, let's walk through a real project scenario so you can see how item categories behave in an actual SAP environment. Imagine a company selling industrial spare parts, consulting services, and bundled maintenance kits. Each one behaves differently inside the sales order, and item categories control everything. Scenario: customer orders. 3 different item types. A sales order contains a physical product, a free replacement part, a professional service. Here's how SAP processes them. 1. Standard product, TANN. When the user enters the material, SAP determines pricing is relevant, base price applies, delivery is relevant, schedule line created, a TP check happens automatically, billing will be delivery-based, the system plans stock and delivery instantly. 2. Free replacement. TANN SAP recognizes this as a free-of-charge item. No pricing. Delivery still required. Inventory reduces normally. No billing document generated. This is common in warranty and customer support scenarios. 3. Service item. AFN or DN logic. SAP identifies it as a service material. No schedule line, no delivery. No ATP check. Billing is order-based. Pricing is relevant, but no physical movement occurs. This is widely used in service, consulting, and installation work. Putting it all together. When the user saves the order, SAP has 1 item going to delivery, 1 item shipped but free of charge, 1 service item billed directly, 3 completely different business processes, all triggered by item category logic. This demonstrates why item categories are essential in every SD implementation. They define the functional behavior of each item and ensure SAP processes orders correctly from start to finish. Outro. If this video helped you understand SAP SD item categories, make sure to like the video, subscribe to SAP IFI Academy, and comment below which SD topic you want next. Thank you for watching. See you in the next training video.